Hi, my name's Justin Danhof. I represent the National Center for Public Policy Research. We're a DC-based think tank and a company shareholder. I guess my question comes from a little bit of a different angle. Mr. Wasson, at last year's annual meeting, I asked you about one of your trade associations, the Retail Industry Leaders Association, and the potential harm of its push for sustainability. I noted that RELA standards and mandates for reduced greenhouse gas emissions, as well as reductions in environmental footprints and sustainability certifications, may actually increase supplier and consumer costs. I then ask you how much more you personally would be willing to pay for a hypothetical shopping cart containing $100 worth of commonly purchased items if they were all simply labeled sustainable, and if it was fair to charge low and middle income Americans more so that Walgreens and RELA members could greenwash their image. You never really answered that question. In fact, shortly after last year's meeting, and in response to our exchange, the financial website Motley Fool actually suggested that, quote, investors should refrain from buying shares in Walgreens until you can fully answer that query, end quote. So, despite the company's silence, the American public has answered this question. In a poll my organization commissioned, 52% of those surveyed said they wouldn't pay a single penny more for retail products so that Walgreens and others could advance sustainability standards. So let me ask the question differently to see if we can resolve the issue.
Can you wrap this up? I'd like to have you do this within 2 minutes.
Absolutely. So does Walgreens currently pursue any initiative outside of that is required by law that artificially raises the price to its suppliers or its customers in the name of sustainability or environmentalism? If so, can you explain why you think this is important rather than providing the best price for the customers?
I do recall your question from last year, and I appreciate it, and I think my response last year was about as direct as I could give, and I'll repeat this year. You know, I don't think that we should expect that costs do have to go up to become to create a more sustainable environment. We're working with vendors and partners all over the country to find ways to really give back to the environment and make sure that we're working and we're selling sustainable products. But I do not think we have to expect costs to go up because of that. Tough question to answer. What would I pay? I wouldn't. You know, I don't think it's a question of what should we pay. I think it's a question of what should we do for our environment to protect it for the long term.
Just a very short follow-up then. We worked with General Electric on this issue, and they actually amended their corporate documents to say that they would not invest in any project that solely advances environmentalism or sustainability without a business metric. Would you be willing to do the same?
Well, I think anything we look at has to have a strategic and a business perspective, but I think you can have both. So that would be my response.
Thank you.